Hello and welcome to the channel. This is Steel City Knives. Right, we're going to be having a look at Ian Rankin's collection. As you can see from the thumbnail, I love these videos. Absolutely love it. And I hope I've already put the first picture on there. I love this series. I really do love this series. So this won't be like finishing off his collection. He will do a selection now, and then I've saved some for another video, and then we've got the questions and answers. We have got somebody waiting in the wings to show their collection. I appreciate their patience. It's been a really good turnout, really. People have really got behind this series and want to show their collection. So I do appreciate it, and they do take a bit of time, and I feel like I rushed Roland's a bit, and he's got an incredible collection. And same with Drew's, really. You can't do knife collections justice in my eyes. It don't matter, how much depth you go into them. I'm a hardcore knife geek. I could spend 20 minutes on each knife, easy. But obviously that's not the case. So right, so we start off. So this is his novelty knives. So I like this. I do like. He sets his collection a bit out like me to a certain degree. I separate mine where they're manufactured. I showed you before, but I'll show you again. So the cabinet is what we're looking at now. So he's got a box for all his fixed blades that we sort of went into. He's got where his desk is on the side of this cabinet. He's got all his Victorinox. He's got, even though he's got this massive cabinet to fill, he's still got an added bit. So he's got a Boca box. Now, doesn't that sound brilliant? But yeah, we'll go on. We'll talk about that in the next video. But yeah, so these are his novelty knives. And I haven't got anything like this, and I probably should because it's cool. These are just fun knives. Fun Knife Friday, these are, definitely. And some brilliant. Now, I can remember somebody talking to me in the comment sections about collecting. I posted a video on a Richards knife and the history of Richards, and I'll link it at the end of this one. But I can always remember speaking to somebody, and it must have been you, Ian, that was collecting the African series. So essentially, we've got a collection, novelty knives, and then a sub-collection of these African Richards knives. And as you can see, he's got a few there, just sort of giving you African wildlife. It's brilliant. So I always remember talking to somebody, and I've always kept an eye out now but now I know what you've got, mate. So if I see any that you haven't got, I'll be sure to pick them up, mate, for you. And we'll send them to you. But yeah, so I think that's cool. I love having all these sort of sub-collections as well. Find it definitely, it's brilliant. So in his novelties, you can see a lot of Richards knife there. This is one that I had. I actually sold in a bulk, well, traded it with Congi in a bulk. And I wish I didn't. And I always regret all the knives I've traded or got rid of. But it's the Rough Rider, the brass series. It depicts a sort of a cowboy scene. But it was really well put together, and it's brass sort of covers, and it's like sort of got this scene on it. But the blade shape is so unusual. It's like a spade blade. It's got half stop, if I remember rightly, Ian. And just the walk and talk was fantastic. It was a really well put together knife. And like I say, cheap as chips being a Rough Rider, but I regretted selling that knife. It was a pretty cool knife, to be fair. And then he's got this. It's almost like a cult following now, this elephant toe. So we've all seen these around, and it's limited, it's definitely limited, limited edition, but a cool piece to have anyway, definitely. So right, and then should we go on to his slips? So he's got a whole drawer designated to slips here, and he's got some absolutely insane ones, and one very special one is one made by Joe over at Messer HQ. And this was handmade by himself. Look at it. It looks absolutely brilliant. Something you can carry on your belt there. And he won this Book 110 in one of his giveaways. So he won that slip and Book 110 from Joe over at Messer HQ. But what a nice thing to have in your collection of slips. And then one that really I like the look of is the Boca. I love that green Boca one he's got there. I've got a Boca, but it's the really small version of it. It was to go along with the Boca Peanut that I bought. And then he's got a couple of these by HSEDC, and I kept meaning to ask him if that company's still going, or because they look really good quality. But I like this whole drawer just designated to slips, and he's got a brilliant collection there. So, shall we rattle through them? But yeah, I've got little wooden boxes to keep my slips in all different sizes. But yeah, I like that, where they're all laid out. Just get in there, get what you want. Right, and then he's got his sodbuster drawer. So, now, we went through this. I should have told you this from the beginning. So, we had the idea, me and Ian, that he would select. So, if you see any that are horizontal at the beginning, at the start, at the front of the drawer, they're his favourites. So, I thought it was just nice to show you the drawer and then a few that he's, you know, his favourite. But like all knife lovers, I'm sure that changes like the wind. But yeah, I thought it was a nice little touch. So the ones at the front are like ones that he really does love. And I like the fact he had messes right at the front there. So, but yeah, so let's have a look at the Sodbuster drawer. Now this one intrigued me. A yellow that is like, I don't know what it is. Is it MacArthur? It could be, no, it's, or Delrin, but it's the Bear and Son. You see that really vivid yellow one at the front. But yeah, that's cool. And it's US made Bear and Son. So I'd like that. Right, and then he's got an otter. We all love an otter. We've all got an otter Sodbuster. I want to say one thing to otter though. So on their tang stamp, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it just says Zollingen, Germany. It doesn't say otter on the tang stamp for their Sodbusters. I've had a couple in my time. I've stuck with one now that I've got that's a beautiful one. I did a short on it. But the etchings will obviously wear off in time. And then all you're left with is Zollingen and Germany. Now, most of us will probably know it's an otter knife, but it just would have been nice to have that otter tang stamp on there. And I think on a few of their other knives, they do the same thing. It's just Zollingen, Germany, instead of having otter, which I think is a bit of a shame, really. And I'm not a massive fan of etching anyway, because like I say, it just doesn't last, and it will eventually go. So unless you know you're not going to use your knife, you're just going to try and keep it immaculate. But you can see on Ian's how it's fading already. And it will do, just with time, and then clean it, patina, clean it, or whatever. I know Otter do some stainless as well, so it's one thing. But the etch will always go. Right, where are we? So look at this case. It's got 3 absolutely stunners here, all in these beautiful bone covers. I love every single one of them. I think they're absolutely beautiful. You can't beat a case Sodbuster, can you, really, with bone covers? And then he's got a Rough Rider with a liner lock. I've always wanted to pick one of these up, but because it's not UK legal, and I've said it before in one of my previous videos, Rough Rider, can you just make us a UK legal Sodbuster? Because I'd love to see what you put together. You know, I've seen a few of their Rough Rider reserves release. I'm not a big fan. There's one with a really awkward, weird shape. Sometimes it's good to experiment, but sometimes just give us something traditional, a real, you know, traditional pattern just done really well. Sometimes that's all we want, isn't it, really? But and then what else? He's got the Masserin Scout there. I had one of these, and I wish I didn't get rid of it. And I know Sean in the community, he's just picked one up this year. They're such a good knife. They really are D2 steel. They're slightly too big. I think they're just above UK legal limit, the Masserin Scout. If you count the tang, if you've just got the cutting edge, they're legal, I think. But don't quote me on that. And then he's got a smaller olive wood version. Now I know they do the Scout in the wood version, but this one looks slightly smaller. So I don't think it's got the D2 steel. Not 100% certain, but I'm very intrigued by that. I think I want to pick that one up. And I think I had seen it. I don't know what it. I don't think it is the Scout though, but I know the Scout does come in wood covers as well. But that one does look smaller. But yeah, I need to ask him about that one. And then he's got a small. Oh, they're small. So this is a Chinese-made Boker, but it's in the brown MacArthur. And I keep meaning to pick this up. It's gone. It's fluctuated in price quite a bit. You can still find it relatively cheap. I think around the £30 mark. But some places have started charging a lot more for them. But I've always wanted one of them, and I think I'll probably end up getting one of them in the collection, definitely. Right, and then we'll have a look at his Rough Riders. I love Rough Rider, I really do. They're really affordable, and the thing is about Rough Rider that they do so many of the patterns that some companies still are not doing anymore, and they bring them back, and they really do have a real good understanding of traditional pocket knives. And like I say, they're keeping. So take the cotton sample there. He's got the small one there. I had that. That's I gifted that to Slipper, I think. But I want to get another cotton sampler back from Rough Rider in the collection, definitely. And it's stuff like that. I know GEC do that pattern, but very, it's very, and that's good. And Rough Rider's doing these patterns at a really affordable price, and bring them back to us. So I think that I love collecting Rough Rider. I really do. They're affordable. It gives you a wide choice, and you can try something before you commit and pay a higher cost for maybe a more premium one. But they're well built. They really are well built, and I enjoy them. I enjoy collecting them, definitely. But yeah, let's have a look. So he's got a copper series in there. I love that series. He's got a premium select. They were two of my favourite series, if I'm honest. But then if you see at the front there, he's got, and I gifted some of these on the channel because they're one of the earliest series. They've got the Chevrolet sort of shield, they refer to it, and it's like a jig. It's really old school. It's nothing fancy. It's just a really good series done really well. And it's got a really small number, so I think it was one of their first ones. But yeah, really enjoyed that series. And you can see he's got a wide selection there of that series. And he's got one of the Don't Tread on Me series. I've always wanted to pick one of them up. Couldn't get them in the UK. I had to find them in Europe and things like that. But yeah, brilliant series that was. And then he's got the classic work knife sway back there in the blue denim. So yeah, brilliant collection of Rough Riders there. Right, so what we on? 11 minutes. Yeah, well, I think we can fit in one more draw, because that's the thing with Ian's collection. I'm trying to rattle through it all, but we've still got a whole episode, a whole video to go over, and I've saved the best till last, I think. So we've got the Boca box, we've got a German draw, we've got a Sheffield draw and a Barlow draw. So, but I just wanted to pull this in before. And no, actually, we'll leave the other ones to the next video then. So right, hope you enjoyed. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.